Hello, thanks for joining me, friends, for a special Connecting the Dots on love languages. What better message can we have on Valentine's Day? So, this topic is how to connect the dots with love languages in life and in business. And I want to just tell you a story about this man named Calvin, who is the owner of a company called Simplero. I was looking at his product, and the message he signed off with was, "I love you." And I was like, whoa, like that was just like so profound. Like he was talking about how much, he does his business for the service of others. And actually in his about page under his culture is something about love, which I included in this message also. And I started thinking about that. I said, if we're supposed to all love one another and we're doing things to help serve one another, then, this bold statement of love is really kind of cool. And I started thinking about how is it best for people to love us? And also, how do we love different people? And the love languages kind of spells out a few different ways, 5 different ways, that people show their love and also interpret love. And I'm going to cover those with you. And what I want you to be thinking about is how can this impact your business? And, Thanksgiving and Valentine's Day to me are the 2 best marketing days of the year because we have this opportunity to thank people and show our appreciation and just show them how awesome we think they are. And we have the excuse to be a little silly, to say I love you like Calvin did. So the 5 love languages, what are they and what does that mean? So if you look on the slide here, you'll see the 5 love languages that are all kind of interconnected with each other. And I just want to say that all of us have a little bit of all of them in us, but by and large, we generally have one primary and one secondary that kind of stand out. So the first is words of affirmation. So we like encouragement and appreciation and being recognized. The second is acts of service. We like it when people help us, or chores or actions. It's something that they're doing. The third is physical gifts. And what we like is we like the thoughtfulness and the material proof of their love. Quality time is intentional time and special time set aside for us. And then the last is touch, or the physical touch, which could be hugs, kisses, hand holding, or anything physical that is part of your relationship and communicating. So let's start with affirmations. Affirmations are when you tell a person what it is that you like about them, what they're doing well, you give them credit for things, and you kind of build them up by your verbal. And some examples of that would be a written note with a text or a special card or a special message to them. It could be that you genuinely encourage them frequently and with sincerity. And things that you want to avoid with the words of affirmation is you don't want to be giving them non-constructive criticism. Okay, they're not going to think jokes are funny about them. Okay, and then the other part is not acknowledging their good work. Okay, so they look toward that acknowledgement. Okay, acts of service. So in acts of service, that's when someone helps or cleans or cooks or serves or does something physically to help you or to show that they love you. And some ways that we can see that, or things that we can do in order to show that, would be chores or tasks or help. And things that we want to avoid on that is committing to a task and then backburnering that task or not following through with it. Okay, so what you'd be saying to that person is that they are not important to you and that they're not significant enough for you to finish your task. The third would be physical gifts. And again, it could be surprises, it could be the special somethings you always get them. It's something that has to do with you buying for them or you getting them something that's special and significant. And what you want to do if you have a gift person or a gift language is you want to get them special gifts or thoughtful gifts or gifts that have meaning that you have identified with them. Some things that you want to avoid is you want to avoid giving gifts forgetting gifts on a special occasion. And you also want to avoid inconsistency. These people look to those gifts to see that your love is there or your appreciation. And quality time. Quality time has to do with spending time with that person, cooking together, walking together, exercising together, just kind of hanging out together. And what it means is that you care enough about them to give them intentional time, and you focus on them. There's a lot of one-on-one in the intentional time. Okay, things that you want to avoid if you're doing this is you want to avoid distractions. This is definitely a time to put away your iPhone or your computer and really just focus on them. And you want to avoid not making time for them, okay? Like telling a child that you're too busy for them. If they're a quality time person, just tells them that you don't love them. And rescheduling. If you reschedule all the time, then again, what you're telling that person is that you don't care enough about them. Physical touch. So physical touch could be anything from a pat on the back, a hug, a kiss, a handshake, things that you want to do for these people that demand that physical touch is you want to, again, you want to, at the office, you want to give them shake hands, high fives, fist bumps. If it's a person in your life, you can hold hands, you can hug, you can kiss, but you want to always have that physical massage. You want to always have that physical touch with them. Things to avoid is neglecting them and going long stints without intimacy. So we talk about this as love languages. In the office place, it's called appreciation languages, so that you can maybe, again, Calvin threw it right out there. Many of us are not really ready for that, so think of it as appreciations. So where do these love languages come from? Author Gary Chapman has written a series of books about the love languages. And the two that I'm talking about today are the 5 love languages and the 5 languages of appreciation in the workplace. And those 2 books really spell out the different kinds of love languages, way to interpret it. There's quizzes in there to see what your primary language is. And also the people that you're working with, you can kind of run them through and see, who it is that you're also working with. And again, as you can see in that flower, like they all overlap. You're not all one. And I'll tell you, I found this activity and this exercise to be really insightful. And I realized that there were a lot of language barriers that I was putting up because I was not honoring those people who did not speak my language. And because of that, I was not effectively communicating my message, which was love and appreciation. So what I want you to do is I want you to really think about this and think about what it is that you think you might be up to. You can Google this. Pinterest has a bunch of great things on it. And guess what? I want to keep on having these messages with you. And I don't want you to miss a message. So jump over to KateLanaganMacGregor.com and enroll right on that front page so that you never miss one of my messages. Okay? And again, my Facebook page is Connecting the Dots with Kate Lanagan MacGregor, and I'd love for you to join us there. And again, you'll never miss a message. So I hope this Valentine's Day is super special for you. I hope that you truly communicate that language of love. This is Kate Lanagan MacGregor. Be bold, be awesome, be you.